delegation. A sign of the importance of the U.S.-Ghana relationship is the fact that our three most recent presidents visited here as President of the United States. President Clinton, President George W. Bush, this is a bipartisan support for Ghana, and again, most recently, President Obama. In his first visit to sub-Saharan Africa, he came here and spoke to you in Ghana. And when he did, he said, "I see Africa as a fundamental part of the interconnected world, as partners with America on behalf of the future that we all want for our children." For our children. Today, on behalf of the Congress of the United States, I'm deeply honored to address you and to reaffirm that partnership. Today, we reaffirm the message of friendship delivered by then Prime Minister Nkrumah to U.S. Congress 6 decades ago when he said, quote, "The friendship which today exists between the United States and Ghana will endure so long as our two countries exist." That friendship endures because of the people. We are blessed in America with over 200,000 Ghanaians who are just a vitality to our country. It endures because of the security cooperation that we engage in to keep the world safe. It endures because of our history. 400 years ago, a sad history that we mark in the year of return. And it will endure because of the future. The future is well served by our Congressional Black Caucus, led by Congresswoman Karen Bass, which is on forever figuring out how to increase a better relationship, a more productive relationship between the United States and the continent of Africa. On this trip, our congressional delegation is distinguished by 13 members of the Congressional Black Caucus. Members of and thank you, Mr. Speaker, again, for your beautiful acknowledgement of them, but I would like to say that they represent America from sea to shining sea all across our country. We are blessed by their leadership. I want to particularly acknowledge, he was mentioned, but I want to say that we are led here by Majority Leader Jim Clyburn, who is the highest ranking African American in the United States of America, James Clyburn. And another member of the leadership, Congresswoman Barbara Lee, who's co-chair of the Steering and Policy Committee, a member of the House Democratic leadership, Congresswoman Barbara Lee, and a friend who traces her DNA to Ghana. And I also want to acknowledge again John Lewis. He is an icon. You have acknowledged the conscience of the Congress. He ennobles our delegation, and I thank you for your appreciation of his service, John Lewis. Thank you, John. And so here we are on this special day. The Congressional Black Caucus, though, has worked ongoing to advance progress between our two countries and progress for Ghana, securing resources to alleviate poverty and power economic growth, leading the way on legislation for trade, sustainable development, and strong economic ties through the Africa Growth and Opportunity Act, championed from its start by our distinguished Mr. Clyburn. But in your appreciation of Terry Sewell being a member of the Ways and Means Committee, I see you recognize the strength of that. That's the Committee of Jurisdiction for Trade. And fighting the scourge of HIV and AIDS through the partnership and PEPFAR, but other approaches, the Global Fund, led by Congresswoman Barbara Lee. She's the champion on that in the Congress. Our delegation is deeply moved to be here. As you know, this marks the 400th anniversary, and as I mentioned, today in Jamestown, Virginia, that acknowledgement will be made. But we are so excited about being here in the year of return we solemnly remember the horrors of that terrible atrocity. What a beautiful gesture of your president, President Akufo-Addo, to declare the Year of Return campaign, to turn the memory of such a horrible event in the history. Grotesquely tortured. At Cape Coast Castle, we stood before the door of no return, where countless millions caught their last glimpse of Africa before they were shipped to a life of enslavement. Being here has been a transformative experience for all of us, even if you had been here before, because of the chronology of it. I said to the speaker earlier, we have the deepest, from the bottom of our hearts, the deepest appreciation for his hospitality to help us to make this all possible. But also, our souls have been touched by what we saw there, transforming how we go forward. These profound places are a sobering testament to humanity's capacity for great evil, and also a helpful reminder of the capacity for great resilience, renewal, and strength of a people. Indeed, there are two of the tragic sites. Where we went, we saw two of the tragic sites where the journey of African American experience began. This is where the African American experience began. There are other sites, but these two are two of them. And that makes them heritage sites for the history of the United States of America. We are very, very connected. During this solemn commemoration, we celebrate the contributions of generations of African Americans and of America's connection to Africa. Indeed, Ghana played a pivotal role in America's civil rights movement, right, Mr. Lewis? Standing as a spiritual symbol and a source of great hope in the fight against discrimination and segregation. That is why, when the clock struck midnight on March 6, 1957, so many Americans, including Reverend Martin Luther King, gathered on then soon to no more the Polo Grounds to witness the Ghana become the world's youngest nation. Dr. King would speak of that night in his profound sermon, The Birth of a New Nation, when he spoke of the lowering of the Union Jack replaced by the Pan-African colors and the black five-pointed star, of the elders and the children alike who swept through the streets of Accra calling out, "Freedom, freedom." Dr. King saw the success of your independence and struggle for independence and for freedom and said, quote, "Ghana tells us that the forces of the universe are on the side of justice." Freedom, freedom. Forces on the side of justice. Exactly what is on your seal. Freedom and justice. Freedom and justice. Now, 6 decades later, the world once again depends on Ghana to be a force to advance freedom and justice. Today, too many people in too many places are living under regimes and in conditions that deny them the justice that is their right as citizens and as children of God. Justice is the foundation of hope, and we must ensure that every person, particularly our young people, have hope in the future. That is why we must achieve economic justice with boldness of vision. America is firmly committed to economic progress in Ghana, a commitment enshrined and advanced over the course of many years through the Millennium Challenge Partnership and in the African Growth and Opportunities Act. Together, our governments must continue to support smart developmental strategies that spur sustainable economic growth and lift up all families in Ghana and throughout Africa. Ghana is already a leader in intra-African trade, but we must do more working together to diversify economics and encourage trade through the continent so that we can create the regional security and stability necessary to achieve prosperity across Africa. We must create educational and economic opportunities that allow every student and worker to climb the ladders of opportunity, and we must focus on women and girls. The chair of the Women's Caucus, Chair Sakov, she told me earlier of some of the ambitions, and in America we say, when women succeed, America succeeds, and I'm sure that holds in Ghana. When women succeed, Ghana succeeds. We must achieve justice in health care. In fact, understanding, as Dr. King said, as Mr. Clyburn often quotes, he heard him say it, of all the forms of inequality, injustice of health care is the most shocking and most inhuman because it often leads to physical death. Dr. King. We must work together not only to prevent and combat devastating public health causes of the day, but to form a more equal and fair future where every person has access to basic health care. We must strive for the eradication of disease. We cannot accept a world in which where one is born determines whether we have access to the quality, affordable care and services people need to lead their healthy, fulfilling lives. Health care for us is a right for everyone, not a privilege for the few. We must also achieve environmental justice so that all children, no matter where they grow up, can breathe clean air and drink clean water. That the environmental issue is a health issue. To fully achieve environmental justice, we must combat the climate crisis, which is the existential threat of our time. America applauds Ghana's leadership in this fight, a commitment that is enshrined in your Constitution, which pledges, quote, and really a model to the world, which pledges, quote, to protect and safeguard the national environment for posterity and protect the wider international environment for mankind. Thank you for that. We salute the leadership, your leadership in the Paris Climate Accord and the work you have done for fewer emissions, increasing use of renewables, and advanced climate resilience in your own communities. The House of Representatives salutes you for that, and we and the American people are with you and remain committed to honoring that, our own obligation in that regard for the children. For the children. It's always for the children. Advancing the climate crisis, addressing that challenge, is a public health issue. It's a decision for clean air and clean water and public health. It's an economic decision for the creation of green, good-paying jobs. It's a security decision to combat drought, floods, famine, rising sea levels, which cause competition for resources, and migration challenges, which do so as well. And it's a moral decision. If you believe, as I do, and I believe the speaker does, that this planet is God's creation, and we have a moral responsibility to be good stewards of it, then we have to protect the planet. But even if you don't share that view, we all know that we have a moral responsibility to future generations to pass the planet forward in a responsible way. We look forward to working with you closely on that. We thank you for your leadership. We can learn a lot from Ghana in this regard. Finally, we must achieve justice for our most vulnerable communities by advancing security, ensuring stability, and promoting peace throughout the region and throughout the world. Ghana stands as a shining star on the African continent, as a leader in exporting security beyond its borders. When our delegation met with our AFRICOM leadership on our way here, they told us that Ghana is a shining star in terms of exporting security to the continent and a model for thriving democracy in the world. America salutes you for your leadership in global peace and humanitarian missions. Indeed, Ghana was the first country in which America sent Peace Corps volunteers. Imagine this: we had a brand new president, President John F. Kennedy, a new president born in the century that he served in. The Peace Corps was close to his heart. It was very special and unique for him, for America, to reach out. And the first Peace Corps volunteers he sent were to Ghana. And as you know, as is often said, the Peace Corps was born in America, but it learned to walk here in Ghana. Our delegation was pleased to meet with Peace Corps volunteers since we had been, and now all these many years later, still enthusiastic about it. Nearly every year since your independence, Ghanaians have served as UN peacekeepers, participating in missions stretching across the world. Today, Ghana is among the top 10 contributors to UN peacekeeping. 3,000 Ghanaian men and women of Ghana are working day and night to advance safety and stability from the Middle East to Mali to DRC and to Darfur. America continues to look to Ghana as a partner not only in advancing security and peace, but upholding human rights and opportunity for all, regardless of who they are. Together, we can bring a better future for our children, a better world that so many in both our nations sacrificed to build, from President Nkrumah and other founders of this great nation, to American civil rights heroes, including Dr. King and W.E.B. Du Bois, who fittingly rest here in his beloved Accra. In my speaker's office in the U.S. Capitol, when you visit there, you'll see this, as well as so many other lovely things that we've received on this trip. I said when you go through the halls of Congress after this trip, you're going to hear music from Ghana because there's so much manifestation of the beauty and the vitality of this country. In fact, we had the privilege on our way here when we were meeting in Italy with AFRICOM to also see Ghana's exhibit at the Biennale, and it was the star of the show of the art exhibition, the global art exhibition. It was called Ghana Freedom. Ghana Freedom. So in my office, when you come, you'll see this bust of W.E.B. Du Bois, as a symbol of the values that Africa and America share. And let me end by recalling the beautiful words he wrote in a poem entitled Ghana Calls. This is what he said: "Yet Ghana shows its might and power in its wondrous breath of soul, its joy of life, its selfless rule of giving. On behalf of the Congress of the United States, I thank the people of Ghana for all that you have given to the world and all that you continue to give. And I must say that speaking for our delegation, it was really wonderful for us to hear the opening of your session and seeing the vitality of dissent and how exciting that is. It made us feel right at home. In any event, as I said to the speaker when we arrived, with all this red carpet treatment, we may never go home. So on behalf of our congressional delegation, led by the Congressional Black Caucus, I thank you for the honor of your partnership and the privilege to be here today. May God bless Ghana. May God bless the United States of America. May God bless our beautiful partnership. Thank you all very much.
Madam Speaker, on behalf of the House and on behalf of myself, I thank you very much for this inspiring address. It was certainly take pride of place in the annals of our Parliament's history. Honorable members, at this time, I extend our recognition and appreciation to all our dignitaries present. Including the former head of state, His Excellency Rawlings and his wife, my predecessor, Honorable Ajaho, chief diplomats, security personnel, and others here present, as well as the clergy. My good wife Alberta, I had a member of the prompting me. I didn't say so. As well as the august presence of the media, fourth estate of the realm, for your participation. I must let you know, honorable members, that the Speaker of the United States Senate here present, Congress here present, has presented us with a mace. Exact of the symbol of authority in the Senate of the United States. And of course, we had the opportunity to use that this morning. And on that, we may say an order.
Mr. Speaker,
I will say one thing.
Mr. Speaker, that gavel comes from me as Speaker, but on behalf of the Congress of the United States. And once again, I want all of our members of our delegation to rise because they are part of that presentation as well. And also, not only express our gratitude to you and the Parliament. Work together. Let us acknowledge, we want to acknowledge the leadership and excellence of your ambassador to the United States and our ambassador to Ghana. Thank you to our diplomats who are with us here today as well. Thank you.
Madam Speaker. Over here, saying Sankofa, and we do a Sankofa and recognize the presence of the central bank. Honorable members, we shall now suspend sitting of the House briefly for some 15 minutes to the leader itself to usher the Honorable Speaker out of the chamber, and thereafter other protocols will follow, including some pictures, to which honorable members are invited. Honorable members, this House will stand adjourned for 15 minutes. Suspended for 15 minutes.
Mais depuis que je suis môme, c'est ouaté. Les Black Stars, on gagne toujours le sourire, on vit comme ça. Chez toi c'est comment, chez nous c'est l'amusement.